Hello bookish friends, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica and this is my February 2023 TBR. My office is still a mess. I tried filming in my guest room recently for a vlog and the lighting is terrible. So we won't be filming in there, but in terms of the house, things are coming along. The guest room is nice. It's just, I'm working on everything else. So my office is still a bit of a mess since the roommate moved out. What I'm trying to say is just bear with me, ignore the mess, focus on me. First is Carryovers from January. Never Seen by Shannon Messenger. This is book 4 in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. This is the big book that I started working on in, December actually. It's about 700 pages. I have that much more to go. And so I will be able to finish this in February. But this is about Sophie, who is an elf. This is like high middle grade fantasy. Or I should say this is middle grade high fantasy. It's about Sophie. She's an elf. She figures out that she's an elf, at least, she's living in the human realm. Figures out she's an elf and is whisked away to this alternative universe that's within our planet called the Lost Cities. And there's like a big bad guy that she's fighting against with a group of rebels, and like, it's just epic high fantasy for a middle grade audience. I'm loving this series so far and loving this book. It's just a chunky book and it's taking me some time to get through it. Jackal by Erin E. Adams. This is the full moon book club pick for January. Thankfully, the live show is not until I think February 5th or 6th, so I still have time to finish this. It's February 1st as I'm filming, so fingers crossed I get through this one. This is a thriller about a woman who returns to her hometown, which is a small town, and she's going back for a wedding. She's got really bad memories of this place, particularly around something that happens in the woods when she's a teenager. She's like one of the few black women in this city or this small town, and she goes back for her best friend's wedding, and at her best friend's wedding, her goddaughter, who is also a young black girl, goes missing. And so she notices this pattern of black girls going missing, and that's the premise of this thriller. And this was for, like I said, the full moon book club. Let's chat about readathons and reading challenges, etc. There are a lot that are going on in the month of February, particularly around black authors and lifting up black voices, which I think is wonderful. I'm not going to be able to participate in all of them, naturally. I wish I could. I will be trying to get, a book here or there read so that I can do something for each one. But, I'm not going to be blacking out any bingo boards or anything like that. So, some of the readathons that are appealing to me for February is Blackathon, reading work by black authors. There's also the Black Romance Readathon. There is a readathon that focuses reading specifically novellas, which could be an opportunity to get through a lot of good books in a fast amount of time because novellas are short. And then there's a readathon around, there's like a 24-hour readathon for The Lair, which I'm a part of with Jan's Patreon. There is the monthly KU readathon that Sarah and Amanda host every month. I feel like there's one more that I'm missing. There's the Romantasy readathon. Like, there's a lot going on in the month of February. And my plan this month, as I've done in previous months, is to just read what I'm in the mood for reading and then see where those books will fit within those readathons, like what prompts they fit and that kind of thing. The next category is book clubs, and there's really 2 book clubs that I'm focusing on right now that are picking books really suited to my mood. And that is the Full Moon Book Club, which is Janagaton's book club. The February selection is Man-Made Monsters by Andrea L. Rogers. This is an Indigenous author. I don't know what this book is about. I just know that it's a horror. And I mean, I generally really enjoy everything that this book club picks out. And yeah, I'm having a great time interacting with all the other vamps in the lair, so this one will definitely be on my list. Something that I'm trying to do this year is to read all of my book club books at the start of the month and get them knocked out in the first week, and then mood read the rest of the month. So in the first week of February, I'll be wrapping up Jackal, and I'll be reading Man-Made Monsters. And then the third one is for the Midnight Society Book Club, which is hosted by Elizabeth at ReadingWryly. And it is another horror called Plastic Monsters by Daniel J. Volpe. I believe it's Volpe. And this is another horror that it looks like it addresses body image issues around womanhood and women's unrealistic standards of beauty for women, plastic surgery, so on and so forth. It sounds really interesting. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. Is it a new one? Let's see, when was this published? I don't know, it might be newer. I can't tell based on the Goodreads. That's all I know. Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting week of book club reads. I think it's cool that both of the book club reads for February have the word monsters in the title. Like, I don't know, that's given me all the feels. And then the last book club pick that I will be reading is Front Desk by Kelly Yang. And this is for the Middle Grade Appreciation Society, which is the book club that I host. If you're interested in joining, there's a link down below to join. And this is a middle grade contemporary about a family who immigrates from China and they run a hotel. I actually read this book in January and gave it 5 stars. And I loved it so much I'm going to reread it in February. So that's what the Middle Grade Appreciation Society is doing for the next 3 months. Is we're reading the first 3 books in the Front Desk series. And then in terms of just everything else, I do plan on reading some manga and graphic novels this month. In a vlog I shared with you a library haul that I did of a bunch of different series and standalone graphic novels and things like that that I got from the library. And I would like to read those as like palette cleansers in between some of these other books that I'm reading. Those are my plans for February. What are you planning to read in the month of February? Which readathons or reading challenges are you participating in? If you just want to leave an emoji to let me know that you're here, go ahead and leave a monster emoji, since those 2 book club books both have monster in the title. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!